LTU Sports Report is brought to you by the City of Southfield, the center of it all, and Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.
Hey everybody, I'm Sara Davis and welcome to a very hockey-centric episode of the LTU Sports Report. We've got highlights from our Lawrence Tech ACHA D1 team taking on Rochester University in both indoor and outdoor games. We've also got a look at the hockey team's annual Outdoor Classic tournament. Plus, we get to know one of my fellow Blue Devil student athletes. But first, we've got basketball highlights from our men's and women's Saturday matchup in Adrian, Michigan against Siena Heights.
The Lawrence Tech women's basketball team hit the road for an important conference matchup versus the Siena Heights Saints. The Saints come into today's matchup with a perfect 8-0 conference record. Can the Blue Devils hand the Saints their first loss in WAC play? Let's find out. Jumping straight to the second quarter, LTU broke out of their shooting slump, shooting 50% from the floor and gained the lead late in the second. The score was 38 apiece headed to the half. Sophomore Kendall Fisher opened up the third quarter with a quick three to set the tone. The Blue Devils would take a 46-41 lead, but the Saints would roar back to tie the game late in the third. Moving on to the fourth quarter, things got away from the Blue Devils, and with just over a minute left in the game, the Saints pulled away and never looked back. Fisher led the way with 20 points, followed by junior Taryn Klein with 19. Lawrence Tech would lose this one 87-76. They dropped to 12-7 on the season and 6-3 in WAC play. Over on the men's side of things, the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils are looking to grab their third win in WAC play versus the Siena Heights Saints. How will this much-anticipated matchup turn out? Let's jump right into the action. Looking to get off to faster starts in games, the boys in blue started off the first half shooting an incredible 53% from the field. Sophomore Carter France would lead the way in the first half, scoring 14 points, followed by freshman Gunnar Gustafson, who poured in 9 points and grabbed 7 rebounds. The Blue Devils would take a 50-42 point lead into the half. The Blue Devils weren't done though, as they came out in the second half, drilling their shots and stretched the lead to 12. However, the Saints would begin to claw their way back into the game. After some bad fouls by the Blue Devils, the Saints would struggle to grab the lead, but with 5 seconds to go, LTU would miss at the free throw line and Siena Heights would hit a miracle half-court shot at the buzzer to win the game. Lawrence Tech drops this one in heartbreaking fashion, losing 87-86. This put LTU at 7-9 on the season and 2-7 in conference play.
Our basketball teams return home on Wednesday to take on Lourdes with the women's tip-off at 6 p.m. and the men following at 8. Now let's go to a little segment that I had the pleasure of producing over the weekend. Check it out. Every year in January, the Lawrence Tech hockey team hosts the Blue Devil Outdoor Classic in Detroit, Michigan at Clark Park. For the first time ever, the outdoor games had to be moved indoors to the Redford Ice Arena on Saturday due to bad weather conditions. Also new this year was the fact that our D1 team was not part of the actual tournament. However, they had 2 huge conference games against Rochester University. Our D3 team did compete in the tournament, along with Penn State, Indiana, and Bryan University. As if that wasn't enough for the Blue Devil hockey fans, Saturday also featured our LTU alumni team facing the ML Elric All-Stars. Although the rain made the ice very sloppy, that did not stop our Blue Devils from putting up a good fight and the attendees from enjoying themselves. It was a very exciting weekend and one of Michigan's few remaining outdoor ice arenas, and we look forward to next year's 11th annual Blue Devil Outdoor Classic. We'll have highlights and post-game interviews from our D1 games after we take a short break. Don't go anywhere because the LTU Sports Report will be right back.
We're getting reports that you have over 40,000 flavor combinations.
That's right.
May I examine one, ma'am? Is this real cheese?
100% real mozzarella, officer.
Explain this dough.
Made fresh daily.
I'm gonna have to confiscate this as evidence.
Aren't you a mall cop?
All units, someone's in the fountain.
10-4, Tiger on the prowl.
Treat yourself to the world's first stuffed flavored crust pizza. And now, for just $6.99, try our new stuffed Howie bread.
Hungry?
Howie!
Southfield truly is the ideal place to live, work, and play.
Well, it's a very exciting time in the city of Southfield. Great neighborhoods, great city services, and Fortune 500 companies. Southfield has something for everyone.
Recognized as Michigan's premier business address, home to world-class educational institutions, voted one of the nation's most livable metro area suburbs.
Southfield is the center of it all.
Welcome back to the LTU Sports Report. Thanks for sticking around. I'm your host, Sara Davis. If you just can't get enough of LTU athletics, make sure to follow our social media accounts. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Enough of the shameless self-promotion, and on to this weekend's highlights from our Lawrence Tech hockey team. Our D1 hockey team went head-to-head with Rochester University this weekend. It was crucial for the D1 team to win by at least 2 to 3 points in order to secure their ticket into nationals. The last time the Blue Devils played Rochester, they split, losing 5-1 away and winning 5-1 home. The boys lost in the outdoor game at Clark Park on Friday night in overtime with the final score of 6-5. Due to weather, the second game was moved inside to the Redford Ice Arena on Saturday. The venue change must have really agreed with the Blue Devils because they bounced back in a big way and beat the Warriors 8-0.
Coach came in, he told us that yesterday we played not our best, wasn't our hockey game, and we really needed to set the tone early and show everyone that we're the best team out here. And I think today we just really all kind of pitched in and we bought into that idea and we just came out and wanted to win.
A lot of our messaging is compete. We always talk about compete, and we felt yesterday at no point did we really compete. We felt good about coming back and getting into overtime, but it wasn't a good game for us. It was really a call-out game for the whole group. So putting 8 on the board against a quality Rochester team, that's impressive. Also on the defensive side, from our goalie Cruel to our defensemen to our back-checking forwards, everyone played a complete game, and it was a good response, obviously a good outcome, but it was a challenge to the players, and they answered the challenge.
I mean, I think we were a little rusty yesterday with kind of going outdoors, coming after the semester, so I think we had to work out all of our kinks, and we just got too far behind too early, and compared to today, we were ready from the start, so I think that was a good positive. I think it was a mix of just being prepared. Coach was telling us we got to be ready to go at all times. We didn't know when, where, how we were going to play tonight, but we knew we needed to get it done today, so we just had to stay in it from the moment we woke up to the time we got to the rink.
Our D1 team will be on the road this weekend to face the University of Buffalo for a pair of games. Now to wrap up our show, let's meet one of our women's lacrosse players.
Hi, I'm Bella. I'm a member of the women's lacrosse team, and I'm a molecular and cell biology major. My celebrity crush would have to be Chris Evans because he's a beautiful man. I love cookies. They're a classic. I eat cookies all the time with milk. Such a good combo. My favorite singer is Quinn92 because his music really goes with any mood, whether you're studying or you want to just jam out to something. His music is awesome. My favorite restaurant is Olive Garden. I'm Italian, so my family loves to go there, and you cannot go wrong with their endless breadsticks.
That's it for this episode of the LTU Sports Report. Make sure to join us again on Friday at 4 p.m. for another edition of our show. Before we go, we'd like to invite you to join our Lawrence Tech students, faculty, and staff for the Martin Luther King Jr. Holiday Peace Walk on January 20th at 9 a.m., starting at the Hope United Methodist Church. Go to cityofsouthfield.com for more information. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.